Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Marquette Golden Eagles Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Today we're going bowling. We're down here in Miami at the Orange Bowl as our Marquette Golden Eagles have finally clinched a prominent bowl bid here in year 6 of this dynasty. We enter at 9-3, trying to achieve our first 10-win season in this dynasty. We take on the Navy Midshipmen, who come in at 11-2, fresh off a win in the American Athletic Conference Championship. Entering Week 15, they were number 2 in the nation until falling to Army, the defending national champs, as they played spoiler. And the national championship instead is going to be Wisconsin, who defeated a number 4 Ohio State team in the Big Ten Championship against number 2 Georgia Tech. But we're not focused on that one quite yet, as we have an 8-9 matchup here. Marquette earns the Orange Bowl bid, originally slated for, I think it was the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma, a rematch with them as we did fall to them earlier in the year, but ultimately end up in the Orange Bowl. We also had a slight projection there at the Sugar Bowl against, I think it was Alabama, but we end up here against Navy in the Orange Bowl, going for our 10th win of the season for the first time in program history, as we're now underway from the Orange Bowl, taking on this Navy triple option attack, as Chambers will take that out of his own end zone. Good blocking off the rip. Johnson was pancaked there. No one is going to catch up to the return man. They don't even need the offense, as Nathan Chambers, 103 yards on the kickoff, and Navy starts this one in fashion. We've only surrendered one kickoff return touchdown this entire series. We saw Johnson trip over a man who got pancaked, and that opened up the receiver here on the return to go all the way, and we're going to be playing catch up right off the bat. Wow, so before you could even blink, before the fans could settle into their seats, Navy already up 7-0. Now Dusty Alexander, so we go tit for tat here, and we cannot, as Alexander dragged down there at the 22. Navy bringing in that triple option attack. He thought this would be a game where they're going to grind the ball, control the clock, but they only needed 10 seconds to find the end zone. Now Marquette starts in the I formation. Alexander, good spin move there off the exchange, gets ahead for 4. Alexander, the senior running back playing in his last game with the Golden Eagles, going to graduate as our all-time leading rusher. Probably won't give him too much run today. We'll get some of the underclassmen involved a little bit more. Now Craig Jones, the redshirt junior, with a carry up the middle, gets 6 and a first down. Jason Smith, the redshirt freshman, making his 6th start of the year at quarterback. Going to be the starter from year 7 on. 5-0 as a starter to make that 6-0 today. Alexander, another give. Good maneuvering there as he carves his way up the middle for 9. Like I said, Smith 5-0 as the starter with 8 touchdown passes to just 1 interception and averaging 5 yards per carry. Now second, we'll go to the freshman Jared Luke, as I don't know why we didn't just commit to that inside run. 3rd and inches. Tried to cut that one back, but should have just kept going on the track that we were on. Now I formation here, 3rd and inches. Here's Michael James for the first time, and he just barely gets ahead for the first. Marquette now at the 42, a first down. All runs so far. And now Smith to pass his first drop back. Going to roll to the right, and we try to set and throw. We had a man open downfield, but couldn't get to him. Second down, 2 minutes into this Orange Bowl contest. We'll go back to the running game here for Alexander. Sticking to the middle, gets 4. Now 3rd and 6, Smith from the shotgun takes the snap. Go for Coleman on the slant, and he drops the first down. So unfortunately our opening drive stalls out. At the 46, we face a 4th and 6. And now Castillo on for his first punt. Haven't had any good coffin corners with him this season. And Kevin Coleman playing in his last game, the senior receiver, not a good way to start. We get this one off with Castillo, finally going to be fielded at the 15. That's Chambers looking for a punt return touchdown after the kick return, but only 4. Good tackle by Derek Perkins. Now our first time facing this triple option attack. Navy already up 7-0. We'll start out in the 4-3. Joe Clark at quarterback. And they will get the pitch off for McCoy. A poor angle from Wilson, and McCoy breaks loose. Do not tell me it's 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Navy. And look, 2 of them there finding the end zone. And Navy doubles their lead. Explosive plays right out of the gate. And we are shell-shocked here in Miami. Alexander, another chance on the return. This is just wild. And he's going to be brought down short of the 25. A kick return touchdown and then a long touchdown run on the option. Not a good start for this Marquette team. Smith going to keep this time on the read option, and he'll take that ahead for 6. We had one of our linebackers there on that play committed to the quarterback, and it really was just Omar Wilson one-on-one against McCoy, and we took a very poor angle there with Wilson. Now 2nd and 4. Smith takes the snap. Good patience there in the pocket. We got Josh Terry, 26 yards into Navy territory. Josh Terry, the senior slot receiver / fullback, has been an integral piece in this offense the past 2 seasons. And now we'll go with the inverted veer here. Smith, a lot of green grass ahead. He's going to be hit hard there, but he does get 17 up the middle. First down, Marquette now to 28. We'll go back to Alexander on the ground, and he'll take that ahead for 2. 2nd and 8, Jared Luke and Alexander in the backfield. Go back to Alexander here, and he only gets a couple again. 3rd and 6 from the 24. 4 receivers on the field for Marquette. Smith out there empty, takes the snap. We have Jack Mason up the seam, and he hangs on through a big hit there. Thought he was going to drop that one, but the junior tight end hangs on. Now 1st and goal. We go with the speed option here, and nothing doing there. Alexander was taken out, and good discipline from the DB coming downhill. You do like to see Smith hang on to that one, though. You don't want to force the issue there. Now 2nd and goal. Smith takes the snap. Gonna roll to the left and just dive in for the touchdown. And that's an element of the offense. I can't, overstate how important that is. Smith's ability to roll out and just go into a scramble. This time works to our advantage, finds the end zone. And as good as Greg Walker was, throughout his career as the starter for Marquette, started, I think, 48 games or something like that, 43 games, somewhere in that vicinity. But big expectations for Jason Smith as he finds the end zone for Marquette for the first time, and it's now 14-7. All right, so we'll try this again. Navy going to take over at the 25, a touchback on the kickoff, so we're off to a good start this time out. McCoy in motion, Clark in reverse to the left, brought down there, and a good play from Weber. A redshirt sophomore linebacker has been a standout on special teams, and he'll probably be in a starting role next year. We do have him as one of our middle linebackers in this 3-4 set, but we don't really run it too often. 2nd and 12 now. We go back to the option game. Clark going to keep, and he'll take that ahead, just short of the first down, so 3rd and inches, 12 yards for the quarterback. Navy going to keep tempo today. Not only is Clark dynamic as a runner, but 56 passing touchdowns to 16 interceptions. A phenomenal rate there for an option quarterback. Going to keep again here. Not going to pitch it, though. Keeps for 6. Clark, a redshirt junior, his 3rd year as the starter, so he'll be a 4-year starter if he stays another year, which you would expect from a player at a military program. Although this one might be coming back after a good, strong run from the QB again. So that was clipping. Now 1st and 14. That's the kind of break we're going to need today. So after Clark's graduation, probably going to go down as one of the more illustrated passers in Navy history. A strong stiff arm there by Baldwin on the edge. His first carry of the day, and Aaron Clark pushes him out. But 22 yards for Baldwin, 90 overall running back with 98 speed, and I'm pretty sure 99 or 96 acceleration. So definitely do not want to get him in the open field. Navy going to hurry back in Marquette territory now. And they go play action here. They'll swing that out for Baldwin again, and Weber a good play to push him out. That play action from Navy is definitely going to get us today at some point. We sold out there going downhill, so they would have had a wide open zone down deep down the field. We sold there with Henry coming downhill, but luckily Clark just dumped that one off. So a decent run that time. Now 3rd and 5, and we'll see if they go to the pass again here. Definitely going to go with the spy, cover 2 spy. See if it works out. Clark takes the snap, going to pass over the middle for Chambers. And he does just barely get the first down. We had Edwards there in coverage, try to get a hand in, but just missed. Chambers makes the catch, and this drive will continue. Navy now at the 31. Clark leading the option here, finds a nice hole. Good vision there, split-second cut as that lane opened up. 11 yards for Clark. 32 seconds left in the first. Navy is back in the red zone, trying to extend their lead back to 2 touchdowns here. Clark on the option, pitches that one back for Baldwin, and Chris Carter there to wrap him up, only 2 yards. Less than 10 seconds left. We'll see if they call a play, as they do. And a good carry there. I think that's a tight end, Doug Williams. And we did not see that coming, lining up as a fullback. And they catch us off guard. This Navy offense just throwing everything at us as they post 21 in the first quarter. And we're going to have a lot of work to do from here on out. Marquette back in a deeper hole here. 4 seconds remaining, the last play of this first quarter. And we'll go to Craig Jones. Takes that for a couple to the outside. And with that, the first quarter is finally over. Can't get out of this one soon enough. It started off horribly, giving up a kick return touchdown. And then on the first play, they score off a long run on the triple option. Then they catch us off guard, going to the inside fullback run. And Navy leads us 21-7 as we start this second quarter. A lot of catch up to do, but I'm not worried quite yet. You know, you're facing a big deficit early. They have all the momentum, but just got to stick to your game plan and execute accordingly. Now 2nd and 8, we'll go back to Alexander. Runs into his own block, trying to bust it outside, and Richard Walker there on the pull could not pick up his block. 3rd and 7 from the 28. Going to go with Bunch Flood here out of this 5 receiver set. Smith takes the snap. I was going to say Terry. Should have just ran that one. And Terry does not react there at the sideline. Maybe a little out of his reach. Maybe should have just committed to the Smith scramble, as we do have to punt again here from the 28. Giving the ball right back to the midshipmen. Here's Castillo going to try and work this one more towards the sideline. This one off, going to be fair caught there at the 28. So a decent field position switch there for the Golden Eagles. Ran last drive in 3-4. Let's go back to the 4-3. Although we did give up a big run on the first look in this game. Clark pitch back to McCoy, and that time Wilson gets him. You know, you got to adapt to your mistakes, and Wilson certainly did there. Only 2 yards, and they are going to hurry back. Go cover one robber this time, and hopefully we could stay stout against the run. Clark again on the option. That time not going to pitch, and that's Bobby Price, the Bednarik Award winner. Also the Best Linebacker of the Year award as well. Our 5th-year senior, the only player left from our Year 1 recruiting class, making a big play there. Now 3rd and 8. See if we can get a stop for once. Clark to pass. Gonna run this time. We should have stayed there with Carter. And Joe Clark making some really good decisions here today. Goes on the scramble right off the drop back. 12 yards, 1st down. And Navy will move the chains yet again here. And they will hurry back now, setting up from the 41. Gonna go to Baldwin. A good cut there. And he gets 6. 2nd and 4. Navy at the 46. Clark gonna be hit hard there by Carter. I think he was shot out of a cannon out on that one. His 5th stop of the day, his 1st tackle for loss. And it's now 3rd and 7 for Navy. An obvious passing situation here, you would think, but who knows? They are going to bring out 3 receivers for the first time. And we'll counter with nickel. Haven't brought a nickel package out there quite yet. We'll see how this one goes. Clark on the drop back. Has him in there at the sideline. It's Mitchell. A good pitch and catch there. As Perry Mitchell, his first grab of the day. Clark just squeezed that in there right where it needed to go. He's now 3 for 3, 20 yards. And a bunch of rushing yards as well. So Navy now back in Marquette territory, starting here at the 40-yard line. Clark running the option again. A pitch back for Baldwin. And he's going to be wrapped up by Robert Williamson. No gain. 2nd and 10. Clark another drop back. And this time he's going to be brought down for the sack. We brought the corner blitz. And that's the sophomore Derek Perkins getting home. He's going to be one of our starting corners next year. He almost transferred actually to Western Kentucky this past offseason. We were able to persuade him to stay here. A big play there in the Orange Bowl. And now brings up 3rd and 15. This Golden Eagles defense desperate for a stop. Navy 4 out of 4 so far on 3rd down. This one 3rd and long. Clark takes the snap. Going up for a man there. That's Chambers. We had Henry and Williamson in coverage, but no one could react to the pass there. Chambers already a kick return touchdown that time, going up and getting it for the clutch 3rd down conversion. This Navy offense cannot be stopped. And now inside the red zone again, a pitch there to Baldwin, and a good play by Williamson, bringing him down for a loss. This Navy team will not be denied. It's been a rough first half. Now 2nd and 12. Clark on the option. Good lead block there, but a better play by Carter bringing him down. And Navy already at 168 rushing yards as they do face another 3rd down here. 3rd and 10. And they are now 5 out of 5 on 3rd downs. Desperate for a stop here. Clark from the shotgun takes the snap. Time in the pocket there. And Roberts comes back to it. And they are just barely squeezing these conversions. A tremendous catch there by Nathan Roberts, the 6'4", 239 receiver who could probably play some tight end, honestly, if you wanted him to. And now Navy sets up from the 1. Clark going to fake it, pitch back to McCoy. Henry couldn't bring him down, but Chris Carter there. The 2nd effort, another loss, now 2nd and goal. Marcus McCoy, 78 yards on 3 carries. Of course, had that big one earlier. Will now come back out in the 3-4 here, 2nd and goal from the 5. Looks like a backup quarterback is in there, so Joe Clark maybe banged up on the last play and bring him back 5 more, false start. And it is just a bruised ankle for Clark. He will return soon. Looks like they'll have to finish out this drive with the backup, though. Alexander gets the pitch back. Carter does bring him down there with team effort with Andrew Thomas, but another flag perhaps. Looks like it's coming back even more. Clipping now. Now 2nd and goal from the 24. And these are the breaks we need in this game, although I still don't feel too confident in this situation. Give there to Logan and a tremendous play off a block there by Weber. And that was his 2nd tackle for loss today already. It's now 3rd and goal. Will come out in cover 3 here in nickel. Alexander his first pass attempt, and Williamson is just beat really bad. Chambers looks like he might have stepped out of bounds, but he does not. Keeps the feet in, and John Alexander, of course, they convert on the 3rd and impossible. I don't know how Williamson was beat so bad there. Did not streak upfield with the receiver at all. And we maybe could have had the tackle there with Wilson, but we did not expect such good footwork there along the sideline. And this is just one of those games where we are not getting any of the bounces. They're going all to our opposition, as it's now 28-7, a 15-play, 69-yard drive for the midshipmen, as they're now up by 21, 3:19 left in the half. Dusty Alexander, probably his last return. I think we'll get someone new out there next time out. Try and just burst this up the sideline as we get down to about the 37. Marquette needs to get back on the scoreboard. This game is getting out of hand. Jared Luke now on the counter. The freshman gets nothing going. A loss on the play. 2nd and 11. Now this game has just not gone in our favor in any aspect, really. Smith out there empty now. Takes the snap. A quick one there for Quincy Bonner, the true sophomore. And he'll work his way up towards midfield. Just Smith's 3rd completion of the day. Haven't really had many offensive plays. Now Alexander gave up the middle. He'll get 4. It's now 2nd and 6 as we hit the 2-minute mark in this half. Go back to Alexander. Good combo block there with Walker and Marcus, the right guard center. And Alexander gets ahead for 6. Marquette now down to the 40, inching away here. Trying to cut this deficit down to 2 touchdowns instead of 3. Smith another read option keep here. Trying to make a man miss there in the open field, but hit hard, but he does get 4. 2nd and 6, they come out in the I formation. Now we'll go to Michael James. James is trying to cut it outside, only gets 3 or 4, now a 3rd and short. Still out there in the I formation. We'll give to Josh Terry, the fullback, and he'll get the job done, gets head for 5. Now less than a minute left in the half. Marquette still all their timeouts at their disposal. Smith out there empty. Takes the snap. And over the middle, that's Quincy Bonner again, and he'll make the catch down to the 10. 18 yards for the sophomore. Marquette still letting time tick away here, and still out there empty. Let's see, I think maybe Terry, Washington over the middle if they send pressure. Take the snap, we'll just dump that off for Bonner again, as he makes the catch. 4 yards, forced out, and the time will stop. 2nd and goal, 21 seconds left. I kind of want to call a timeout here. I'd like to run it in this spot, but we'll just snap it, go with it. Smith takes the snap. We have Terry there, and he finds the end zone as we now trail by 14 pending the extra point. A good, late half drive here by Marquette to restore some momentum. It's not over. We do get the ball at half, so if we can come out strong, if the defense can shore up a little bit, we have a shot in this game. Now just 18 seconds left in the half. Honestly, plenty of time for this Navy team to make something happen. Here's Roberts on the return now. Gonna break a tackle there. Breaks another tackle. Still going. Breaks 3 tackles. And he finishes strong there around the 35. Now 11 seconds. Let's see if the midshipmen can get anything going. Hopefully not. Now Clark back out. They're gonna drop back here. Had a couple guys going upfield, but he's gonna be ripped down there by Jake Witherspoon, our leader in sacks. And it looks like Navy will just let this run into the half. It's going to be 28-14 when we take over here. The Golden Eagles trail from the Orange Bowl, our most prominent bowl bid thus far in this dynasty. So I think this is probably our most important game, as Navy does double our lead, but we got to tighten up the screws on defense, keep doing what we're doing on offense. I mean, a couple punts, but other than that, we've played clean football. We've moved it pretty well through the run and pass, so we just got to be a little more complete in the second half. And I think we might be able to pull off this come-from-behind victory, trailing by 21 at one point, and, giving up 28 points in the first half. I think our defense, our team actually overall, has only allowed over 20 points 2 or 3 times all season. So this midshipman team is certainly an anomaly, and hopefully we could hold down the fort in the second half. Ken Niumatalolo in his 12th season as the head coach here for Navy, only 2 wins in bowl games and only 2 wins against ranked opponents. So hopefully we could keep that going. He hasn't really been successful against the best teams or on the big stage, but they also do have Les Miles at offensive coordinator, of course, the former LSU head coach. So they're in very good hands, coaching staff-wise, as we are now underway from the third quarter here from the Orange Bowl. We will give Alexander one more return. We'll switch him out. And that was a bad one. Read that really bad. And we're brought down at the 11 or at the 18. Scratch that. Actually brought down at the 16. Still did not sub him out on kick returns, but whatever at this point. We'll keep him out there as our running back for now, but might mix in somebody else down the line. First pass attempt here for Smith. We have Mike George there. I think just his second catch in his career. As after Craig Watkins got hurt, Mike George was thrown in as our tight end too. And he was a JUCO transfer last year, just more depth at tight end. Haven't really worked him in too much, but the biggest catch of his career, and it could end up being that, unless maybe he scores a touchdown later on. That would be nice. Alexander gets his first carry of the half. Good spin move, gets him some space. He gets 11 down to the 47. Marquette could kind of set a statement here if they're able to go down and score quickly here to start the second half. Smith takes the snap. They bring pressure. Coleman, why are you diving for that? But we will take 4, I guess. Could have been more. And we are going to hurry back. And I think we'll go with the slot pivot. Smith's still out there empty. We'll see if Terry runs that route well. He does. And we do get him. And Terry will get ahead for the first down. 9 yards to the 40. This game has been so chaotic, I haven't had a chance to talk about College Football 25, and, I'm kind of ready to go with a dynasty on that game, so expect one here maybe in the next week, maybe a little bit longer, but I already have my team picked out. The only thing I don't have picked out is who's going to be the head coach, so I definitely want to incorporate a player from this Marquette dynasty, so let me know who you think should be our head coach. Sam Manning, his first carry only gets 1. Really just looking for any player you remember throughout this dynasty. Now, 6 years through, definitely got to have a favorite if you've been sticking around. Now, 2nd and 9. We'll get back to Alexander. Good spin move, finds the lane as he's barely brought down there by an arm tackle. And now 13 inches from the 30. Come back out in the I formation. We'll go to Josh Terry here. Finds a nice lane there. He gets head for 6 and a first. Josh Terry, I think the first and only player so far in this dynasty with a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown in the same game. Now Smith rolls to the right, nothing open, didn't want to force anything, and we don't get anything trying to burst up there up the sideline. 2nd and 10, a light box here. We'll see if we can take advantage with this Alexander run. It was a little bit better than it looked, although I think it's coming back for a holding. It was actually a clipping call, so it's going to be 2nd and 18 now from the 31. Definitely puts a little wind in our sails. Now Smith again on the read option. Good blocking up front. Only goes for 6 or 7. I don't call verticals too much, but 3rd and 12 here, I think we'll give it a go. Worst case, maybe we'll take off with Smith if we can. Put Alexander as an extra blocker. And we try to get rid of it. Even though we had Alexander as the extra blocker, Vince Brown bursts through there untouched on the linebacker blitz. And that forces us out of field goal range, or maybe even a safety blitz. That came out of nowhere, trying to throw it away with Smith. And what a great play call by the Navy defense, forcing us out of field goal range. And that clipping call really hurt us there as well. Hopefully Castillo can pin this one inside the 10. I'll take that. And that certainly is a morale killer, and that punt was not that good, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll take it as it bounces out there at the 2-yard line. A good one from Castillo. We've been waiting all season for a decent coffin corner, and we finally get one from Castillo. Maybe he puts out 3 receivers, so we'll come out in the 4-2-5 for the first time. Trying to get our first safety still of this dynasty. Clark will give there to Logan, and he takes that ahead for a couple. Maybe hurries back and do it again, it looks like. They do give right back to Logan. Omar Wilson there to meet him in the lane. Can't bring him down. Breaks a couple more tackles. And then Williamson there to bring him down. 14 yards for Logan. And Navy is out of the danger zone. First down now at the 17-yard line. Clark leading the option. Gets the pitch off. A lot of room there for Baldwin as he's forced out by Aaron Clark there around the 35. Navy hurries back, moving the ball, continuing to move the ball well, I should say. Clark the pitch back there for Baldwin. A couple Marquette defenders get there, only 2. 2nd and 8 now. Marquette defense has still not gotten a stop, although this will help things. Jonathan Leak stays home on the quarterback, rips him down. 3rd and 10 for Navy, but they've converted all 3rd downs they've faced so far in this game. I don't even know what to do here on 3rd down. I guess we'll go cover 2. Out of the nickel set, but I could just see him giving it to Williams again up the middle. Clark the drop back. I stand corrected. And it's almost picked off by Perkins, still in search of his first career interception, and it will not come there, although it should have. So Navy stopped there finally. They started at their own 2, work it down to the 34, but going to have to punt for the first time. Still 28-14 here in this 3rd quarter. There's Robert Williamson, the senior corner, has been a 4-year starter for us. Trying to get something going here. He'll drag a man down towards the 38. And Marquette desperate for a touchdown. Marquette now at the 38, still trailing by 2 scores. Craig Jones out there in this I formation. He'll get the call. Nothing doing there. Stopped very quickly there behind the line. 2nd and 12. Marquette starts this drive by backtracking. Smith directly under center, takes the snap, roll to the right. Going to keep this one up the sideline as he'll slide out there at the 49 for a first down. Last year we lost to Washington State in the bowl game, a big blowout. Was kind of getting flashbacks to that earlier, but fighting our way back in this one. Now Craig Jones held out to dry there. The lane just opened up for the Dominic Gibbs, the 90 overall linebacker, to shoot through and deliver a big blow. Craig Jones has really struggled this year. A dynamic change of pace back his first 2 years, but has struggled to get anything going this season. Now Smith takes the snap. Go for Josh Terry there. A good out route as he'll get 11. 3rd and 2 now. 3rd and 2. Marquette across the 50. Jared Luke the lone back here. And the freshman will get the call. Gets ahead for the first down. 5 yards. If the Golden Eagles fail to complete this comeback here today, we'll fall to 1-4 in bowl games, and we'll have our 4th consecutive 9-4 season. We want that double-digit win season. Jason Smith's going to keep on a read option. He'll get ahead for 4. And with that, we will head to the 4th quarter. Marquette driving here to try and cut this deficit in half, but a really good start by Navy has kept them in front the whole way. But Marquette rallying a little bit. Our defense finally got to stop our offense moving the ball, although our opening drive of the half did stall out, but we're hanging on to the ball. We got to move a little quicker here as we're entering the last frame, but this game's certainly still within reach, and we just got to stick to what we've been doing. A 2nd and 6 from the 35 to start this final quarter of play. And we'll go to Craig Jones. A good lane opens up. Can't really hit it with any burst, but he does get 5. 3rd and 1. We'll go back to the running game here. Here's Jones. Good blocking up ahead. His best run so far, 8 yards. Now first down. First down for the Golden Eagles. Now 2 tight ends out there. Washington in motion. Smith takes the snap. Dump that off for Craig Jones, and he doesn't hang on through the hit. I think we'll just take that result anyway. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Marquette from the 22. Smith directly under center takes the snap. Have Anderson there on the out as he just beats his man. 10 yards now inside the 10. I thought it was inside the 10, but we're at the 11. Correction there. Now we are 1 minute through this 4th quarter. We'll go play action. Try and get Jack Mason there. Thought he was going to be able to keep his feet in bounds and work upfield, but he does go out. No gain. Smith, a very conservative 12 out of 16 for 137 and a score. 2nd and 10 here. We'll go to the run. Michael James will take that ahead. He gets 5. I think we'll just go right back to the run here. Try to set up the pass. trying to set up a better 4th down, but we do not get it there. I thought James would at least get ahead for 3 or so. And now we're going to have to go for it. 4th and 5 here from the 7. And this is a really big play. What else would I call it here? Z-spot out of ace bunch. Hopefully Anderson or Terry get open here. Smith takes the snap. We were hit right as we didn't even get to drop back there. We had Terry wide open. And what is the call there? So offside. I don't think we've had an offside this whole series. And I kind of wish we got to call a play there because we had Terry wide open. Do we just go right back to it, or do we go to a run now on 4th and 2? I think we got the I formation. The fullback dive has really been working for us today, but I feel like in this spot with the loaded line, it's not going to be the same. So definitely can't call that. I don't really know what this audible is. We have to call a timeout. That offside really hurt us. I know Navy would probably take that, given the chance again, just based on how open Terry was in that spot. Now out of ace bunch again. And look at that light box. I think we'll just stick with the run here from Michael James. We're going to send it. Michael James, the carry up the middle. And he gets the first. Not quite the first down. We're just going to hurry back and let him try and pound it in again. 5:32 remaining here. Marquette on the doorstep of making it a 1-touchdown game. James again here. And he does find the end zone. I think probably his first touchdown of the year. Maybe his second. I'm not quite sure if we got him one here in these past couple weeks when we've been mixing in these other running backs, but good fight there. Kind of crazy sequence there. Added some drama, but ultimately we do find the end zone. Luckily, a 15-play, 57-yard drive, but only 5:30 remaining. Our defense really needs to get a stop and quick here and give our offense another chance. 5:30 remaining. Now Navy only up by 1 touchdown. Will come out in the 3-4. I feel like that's kind of worked best for us so far. Clark hurdles a man there and then taken down hard. A good hit by Aaron Clark. And that's how you set the tone to start this drive. Now 2nd and 11. Look at the Logan this time. And good play there by Chris Carter coming off a block. Only 4 yards now, 3rd and 8. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the game. I think we'll just go right back to cover 2 here in this spot. See how we fare. We're going to go play action. And they have a man wide open. That's Baldwin, the running back. And it looks like Bobby Price lost track of him. Baldwin, a speedster. And you can't let him just, roam free up the sideline. As Navy gets another pivotal 3rd down conversion now across midfield. A field goal probably, puts things pretty heavily in Navy's favor. Will Logan, the fullback, gets 10 up the middle, doing a good job of mixing him in. And it's now 2nd and inches. Navy gets set. McCoy in motion. Clark on the option. Going to be ripped down there by Omar Wilson. A good read. A 3-yard loss. Now 3rd and 3. We'll stay in the 3-4 here. Go weak blitz. Hopefully this works for us. I really don't know what to dial up at all this game. Clark actually going to keep off the play action. And he gets Chambers there laying out for it. But Williamson reacts. And that's what I was talking about earlier We totally sold out on the play action with Mark Henry back there in our zone. And a crucial stop there. I thought he was going to be able to hang on for the catch. Chambers has had a huge game, but Williamson reacts well and pushes the ball free. Now a punt here, and it looks like it is going to go for a touchback. More than halfway through this fourth quarter, Marquette a chance to tie it up. 3:55 now, Marquette from the 20. Michael James still the back on this drive. He'll get the call here, finds a nice lane, and he'll get ahead for 5 or 6. Now, hypothetically, if we were to go down the field and score with, little time left, do you go for 2? Do you go for the win? Or do you opt for potential overtime? And now Smith, a keep on the read option. Working his way upfield, gets a solid 14. Marquette now in I formation from the 38. They'll go back to Michael James, working this one to the outside. A strong run as he gets 9 to the edge. 2nd and 1, the Golden Eagles now at the 48. Smith directly under center, takes the snap. Throwing on the run, and we can't quite hit our man. I was going to try and set and throw, but the potential of a sack there wasn't worth the risk. So just let that one rip, and we'll come back here on 3rd and 1 and just try for the 3rd and short conversion here with Michael James out of the I formation. Marquette 6 out of 10 on 3rd down. Let's go for 7-11 here. Go for Michael James. He finds a little lane there, gets ahead for the 1st. Now Marquette from the 50. Smith takes the snap. Our primary read there, Terry, does get open, breaks a tackle, hangs on through the contact, and he's going to draw a face mask. And that's the scrappy play from Terry we're going to miss next season. Marquette now inside the red zone. Just over 2 minutes left, and I'm kind of indifferent. Do we try and score quick and leave time, or do we try to milk the rest of this clock? Michael James, another carry, going to feed him down the stretch. He'll get ahead for 6. Now 2nd and 4. I'll give to Josh Terry here, back on that fullback dive. Really nothing doing that time. And I think at this point we just try to milk the clock and try and score and maybe go for the 2-point conversion for the win. 3rd and 3 now, less than a minute left in the game. We'll go back to Michael James, and nothing doing that time. Brought down for a loss. That's Eric Hoffman, the standout corner, the highest rated player on this defense. And that certainly makes it interesting here. 4th and 4 from the 8. And we need a touchdown here to stay alive. I guess not really a touchdown, but just a conversion in this spot. As we do hit the 30-second mark. I guess we'll just let it roll down a little bit more. And it really all comes down to this play. We got to stay alive here. Smith directly under center. And he'll take the snap. Gonna roll to the right. And we just barely get ahead for the 1st down. That one was crazy. I don't know if we stepped out or not. Down at the 1. And here we probably go QB sneak. So the time is ticking. I'll call a timeout here with 10 seconds left. We have 1 more remaining. So really 2 plays to get it in. I don't know if we go QB sneak. That's a play I haven't really called. I think we've called it once in this entire series. That was Greg Walker's first game ever. And it did work out as we walked it off in overtime. But here, I don't know if we're close enough for it to work. So I'll just go to a run. Navy adjust. They kind of lighten the box a little bit. Now go to Michael James as he finds the end zone. Trucks over a defender there, adding insult to injury for Navy. As it's now 28-27. And I brought the scenario here. Do we go for the win? Or do we go for the tie and force overtime? And we're going for the win here. Kind of brings me back to the Auburn game. I think that was last year. Went for it on the final play, and we did end up getting it. But this is a different scenario here in the Orange Bowl. We're going to give it to Alexander here. Hopefully we find that lane to the left side. Alexander the carry, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion as Marquette now leads 29-28. Had to get Alexander back in there, his last touch of his college career. And that one is going to be an important one in Marquette history if we can hang on here down the stretch. Not the best kick from Kraft, going to be fielded by Roberts at the 3-yard line. As Roberts will take that 4th down there around the 30. And 5 seconds left for the midshipmen. Marquette just 5 ticks away from getting out of this crazy Orange Bowl with a victory. Navy gonna force it down the field there. Roberts does hang on, but that's gonna do it as time runs out and Marquette are Orange Bowl champions. What a long strange trip it's been, for lack of a better term, as we were celebrating in the confetti. It did not look good from the start, trailing 28-7, but we score back, we fight back, we score 22 unanswered points, and we win the game. Jason Smith now 6-0 as a starter as we hit our first 10-win season in this dynasty. It only took 6 years, but we're in there. Our second bowl win, and by far the biggest win in program history. Next year we'll have Jason Smith as our full-time starter, as he's player of the game yet again. Very clean under center, ran the ball well, and there's Lance Leipold. Turned down the Georgia head coaching job this past offseason, elected to stay in Marquette, believed at what we're building here, and just, more good success ahead. I'm kind of overwhelmed at this point. A long game really took, a lot of brain power, a lot of focus, which is always the key. You got to stay focused. Even when you fall behind, stick to what you're doing, stay in good spirits. It hasn't always been that way through the course of this dynasty, but as you go on, you learn, you grow, and that's all you can do, and that's all you can hope to get out of these type of experiences. It did not look good early on, but you battle through adversity, and good things will happen if you stay persistent, and you just keep your foot on the pedal, and you keep those good vibes alive. So that'll do it here from the Orange Bowl as Marquette wins 29-28. Probably going to finish as a top 5 team this year, and just a huge step in the right direction, a huge leap for this program. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me for those who have stuck around with this dynasty. As I mentioned, we're going to get College Football 25 going here soon, but that does not mean we're going to put this Marquette dynasty to bed. Going to try and move this along as possible. And there we go, game rank number 2 all time. So maybe the best game we've ever played in this dynasty, but we're definitely going to keep this going. Hopefully hit 10 seasons in this dynasty, 6 through, 4 to go at least. And next episode, what's coming. We're going to go through the year 6 all season and see how this team shapes up down the stretch, and the team that we'll be looking at going into next season. But as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.